set expectations. Don't assume that just because the stock market has done fabulously for the past year, ever since March of 2020, after the market fell 37% in 6 weeks when COVID began, and it has been skyrocketing ever since. Let's not kid ourselves into thinking that that's what the stock market is always going to do. I'm simply trying to set expectations so that if Morgan Stanley and Citigroup and Deutsche Bank and Bank of America are all correct, and the stock market enters a period of volatility and decline to some degree, well, you'll shrug your shoulders and say, was inevitable. If, on the other hand, you can't handle it, either financially, because you need the money in a week or a month because you have bills to pay, you're buying a house, you're buying a car, you're sending a kid to college, you got some wedding to pay for or an operation to pay for. If you need the cash, sell now. You should not have any money in stocks that you plan on spending within 2 or 3 years. The stock market is meant to be a long-term investment, not a day, a week, a month, a quarter, or a year, but long-term. So if you need the cash in the foreseeable future, that cash should not be invested in stocks. So financially, maybe you need to sell. And also emotionally. Can you handle the volatility? If the stock market were to fall 5%, like the Bank of America is saying, well, then maybe you should reconsider exposing yourself to risk. Because if getting scared during a market decline is merely going to fill you with fear and panic, causing you to sell while prices are low, well, then golly gee goodness, all you're doing is setting yourself up for a loss. So if emotionally you're not able to handle it, if you're lying awake at night, fearful, unable to sleep, if you're filled with anxiety, if it's totally distracting you and you can't peel your eyes away from the scrolling at the bottom of the screen on CNBC, dude, time to change the channel. It's time to focus on something else. And one way to help you do it, reduce your equity exposure. Bottom line is this. Now is the time for you to talk with your financial advisor. Make sure you're aware of the extent of your exposure to the stock market, what portion of your overall portfolio, your lifetime savings is invested in stocks, to what degree is it possible that your stock positions could fall, how much might they fall, is that okay, are you willing to hang in there through that? Talk with your financial advisor about it. Make sure you're properly positioned today so that if these predictions come true, you will be ready and able to handle it. And if you don't have the financial advisor to provide you that hand-holding, that gut-checking, that error verification, well, call us, Edelman Financial Engines, at 888-PLAN-REX, or visit online at rickedelman.com.
I'm Andrew Carabello, live from the KFI 24-hour newsroom. Thousands of Bay Area PG&E customers have been experiencing several power outages this morning related to weather. Officials say 2 kids allegedly abducted by their father in Riverside County have been found safe in Modesto, and kids in San Diego 12 and under will get free admission during the Kids Free in October program that is hosted by the San Diego Museum Council and Mission Federal Credit Union. We'll take a look at traffic next.
It's hot. It's humid. You wanted a relaxed pool party / barbecue. You got the human tsunami instead. Today he's going for a world record splash that'll send inflatable swans into orbit. Dripping wet, you grab a nice cold can of Heineken. When another man-child-made wave embraces you. It's okay though. He's not splashing you. He's adding more refreshment to your refreshment. Heineken. Where others see annoying splashers, we see immediate refreshment. Must be 21 plus to purchase. Enjoy responsibly.
Let's take a look at KFI traffic. Hey, it's
Dean Sharp. Your first step towards your dream kitchen should be a totally free in-showroom consultation with my friends at the Kitchen Store. Experienced kitchen designers, a 7,000 square foot showroom, state-of-the-art computer design, 12-month same as cash financing, pricing that beats the big boxes, all right off the 405 in Culver City. For more than 50 years, the Kitchen Store is the place for kitchen cabinets. Dial 310 Kitchen. That's 310 Kitchen, or find them on the web at 310kitchen.com.
This report is sponsored by Sam and Ash Injury Law. Sam and Ash Injury Law, a personalized injury law firm. Decades of experience with a laser-focused client approach. Choose Sam and Ash Injury Law if hurt in an accident. A powerful team that is confident and wins accident cases. Talk with someone right now. 800-304-2000 or samandashlaw.com.
Join KFI AM thrill seekers at the Afterburner Music Festival at the Pacific Air Show in Huntington Beach, October 1st and 2nd. This year's event will feature performances by Sammy Hagar and the Circle, Sam Hunt, ex-ambassadors, and more. Get your tickets now at AfterburnerMusicFestival.com. KFI AM 640.
Sports City Radio Talk.
Welcome back to the Rick Edelman Show. There is new data from Morningstar that is a little bit disconcerting for those of you who are interested in impact investing. Do you want to invest your money in a way that is consistent with your personal views? For example, if you oppose, pick a subject, tobacco, do you want your mutual funds to be invested in tobacco stocks? If you oppose nuclear energy, if you oppose gambling, or you name it, this is what ESG is all about: environmental, social governance. Mutual funds and ETFs that promote themselves as ESG funds avoid objectionable stocks to be consistent with your views of doing right in addition to trying to do well. Morningstar says that 64 ETFs have rebranded themselves as ESG. But here's what you need to watch out for. Some ETFs and mutual funds which changed their charter, rebranded themselves as ESG, have done so in name only. Morningstar cited one illustration, the USAA World Growth Fund. It changed its name to the USAA Sustainable World Fund. But Morningstar notes the fund still has $100 million in 47 fossil fuel companies, oil companies, and gas pipeline companies, oil drilling outfits. In other words, you can't judge a book by its cover. If you don't know how to do the analysis to confirm that the fund you're buying is walking the walk, not just talking the talk, talk with a financial advisor who can help you do that. And also recognize that in your efforts to buy such a fund, how do you know that the fund, even if it is operating truly as an ESG fund, that it's actually behaving in a manner truly consistent with your views? You might not have a problem with casino stocks. Maybe you object to tobacco, but not casino. Well, the fund doesn't know your personal views, so it may be buying one kind of stock that you don't like. Maybe it's not buying a stock you do like, because your views are more nuanced than what the ESG charter is all about. It's challenging to do this, but if you're going to give it a try, you've got to do a lot of research or work with your financial advisor who can assist you with it. You know, there was news in the past week that El Salvador became the first country in the world to establish Bitcoin as official currency. Just to illustrate to you the disruptive nature of this new innovative technology, you've certainly heard of Bitcoin. 17% of Americans, according to surveys, own Bitcoin today. 200 million people around the world. This technology is so innovative, it is equally disruptive. What they've estimated in the country of El Salvador is that their adoption of Bitcoin as official currency is going to cost Western Union $400 million a year in lost revenues. How so? Well, El Salvador receives about $6 billion a year in remittances. This is payments, money that people send to other people who live in El Salvador. Why would someone outside of El Salvador send money to people inside of El Salvador? family members. There are folks who have immigrated out of El Salvador. They've gone to another country, often the United States, for economic opportunity. You know, the U.S. is the country where the streets are paved with gold, right? So people often leave their home country. They come to the U.S. or some other nation where they earn money, and they send that money home to their family back where they used to live. 70% of the people in El Salvador receive remittances. In El Salvador, the average monthly income is $400. Half of that income comes from these remittances. Western Union charges $25 for a $200 transfer. In other words, if you are receiving $200 from your relative in America, you're paying Western Union $25. $25 is a lot of money on a $400 monthly income. With Bitcoin, it's virtually free. And this is why Bitcoin is disrupting the payments industry, Western Union, and companies like it. You need to be aware of the technological innovations and how they're changing the face of global commerce. We've been talking a lot about this on the show in recent months. We'll continue those conversations as well. You're listening to The Rick Edelman Show. Let's take a telephone call, head off to Towson, Maryland. Say hi to Pam. How you doing, Pam?
I'm doing well, and I'm very anxious to hear the answer to my question.
Well, go right ahead.
Well, I was listening to your program on saving Social Security, how that could even be possible, and when you said Social Security is not allowed to borrow money, I wondered, was there any other stipulations that would apply in reverse, that Social Security is not allowed to lend money? If so, how has Congress been able to go into the Social Security Trust Fund many times? Last time I had heard was when they did their 2 or 3 in the morning borrowing of $750 million. And I had also heard they had done this a couple other times, but I don't remember when it was. But do you know how many loans that Congress has made since the inception of Social Security?
So, Pam, let's not get confused. Let's not take our eye off the ball. The political maneuvering on Capitol Hill regarding Congress chipping into the trust fund and giving it IOUs, that's just an internal bookkeeping function. It's really not relevant. The bottom line is the trust fund has an asset. Now, whether that asset is in the form of U.S. Treasuries provided by the Fed or the form of IOUs provided by Congress, the asset is the asset. It's backed by the full faith and credit of the federal government. Don't worry about it. It's not an issue. The bigger issue is that the size of those assets, whether they are in the form of an IOU or U.S. T-bills, the size of those assets is about $3 trillion, and we're spending it on an annual basis, and it's going to be gone by 2033, according to the Social Security Administration. The trust fund is going broke. And when that happens, when the trust fund is fully depleted in about 12 years, Social Security benefits are going to be cut across the board by 24%, because they can only pay out in benefits the revenue they collect in taxes, and that's only enough to cover 76% of those benefits to retirees. So the issue is that the trust fund is going broke. And part of the problem, as you noted earlier, is that the Social Security Administration, by law, is not permitted to borrow money. It cannot issue bonds. And because it cannot borrow money, it's limited to the tax revenue it gets from workers through the payroll tax. But here's the key thing you should be asking. It's not, gee, how come Social Security can't borrow? Or why is it Congress has been able to borrow from it? That's not the issue. The issue is this. Will Congress borrow and lend the money to Social Security? That's the key question. In other words, what's Congress going to do to solve this crisis? How is it going to act? Is Congress going to borrow money, putting the country more into debt? Is Congress going to raise taxes on American workers to cover that 24% shortfall? Or is Congress going to cut the benefits of workers, again eliminating the shortfall? How's Congress going to handle this? The clock is ticking. Time is short. Congress has to figure this out, and quickly, before it becomes too late. And that is why, rather than asking about this IOU, borrowing and debt and lending and all this nonsense, that's all smokescreen. That takes your eye off the ball. The real issue is, the boat is leaking. Don't worry about the rust. The boat is leaking. We need to plug up that leak, and we need to get Congress to do it right away and steer us to dry land. So call your representatives in the House and the Senate and the President and get them to pay attention to Social Security and fix it while we still can.
Will do.
Pam, thank you so much for your phone call. I really appreciate it. Pam's in Towson, Maryland. She called 888 Plan Rick. You're listening to The Truth About Money. I'm Rick Edelman. Love to bring you each week the latest and greatest in the field of exponential technologies. One of the big issues is how we improve the ability to deliver clean energy. Well, here are two ideas. One of them is biogas, a mixture of methane, carbon dioxide, hydrogen sulfide, and water. It's all produced by microbes that live in organic raw material inside an airtight container. The container's pretty big, 2 to 10 cubic meters, but it can power a household 12 hours a day. Bigger units provide even more power to even more households. Or try this. China has just built the world's biggest wind turbine. This thing is 866 feet tall. That's a 90-story building. Each blade on this turbine is 387 feet long, longer than a football field. The rotation of the blades covers 6 soccer fields, and it can power 20,000 homes with clean wind energy. Will one of these be coming to a neighborhood near you? That's The Truth About Money. I'm Rick Edelman. 888 Plan Rick. RickEdelman.com.
I'm Andrew Caravello, live from the KFI 24-hour newsroom. Breaking news at the bottom of the hour.
News is breaking. Here's the latest from the KFI newsroom.
In a press conference minutes ago, the FBI has confirmed that they have found a body in Wyoming at Grand Teton National Park where Gabby Petito was last seen. Officials say the body does match the description of Gabby at the time of her disappearance. The remains have not yet been positively identified yet. Police and FBI agents are actively searching a nature preserve near Sarasota, Florida for the fiancé of Gabby Petito. Northport Police's Josh Taylor says detectives are looking for Brian Laundrie, who's a person of interest in the disappearance.
We don't have a crime. You know, we're looking for somebody, and that's it. I mean, we can't go just pulling people in. We certainly have the Fifth Amendment not to speak, and, we're respectful. We get it. We're frustrated.
22-year-old Gabby Petito disappeared in August during a cross-country road trip with Laundrie. Police went to Laundrie's house on Friday night, but now he's missing. His family says they haven't seen Laundrie since Tuesday. A new workforce development center has opened in Riverside County to help people who are looking for work. The temporary Menifee Workforce Development Center is located in the K. Cenaceros Senior Center. It offers career coaching, resume writing assistance, and specialty training. The center is open Thursday afternoons by appointment only. Kids in San Diego, 12 and under, will get free admission during the Kids Free in October program that is hosted by the San Diego Museum Council and Mission Federal Credit Union. Children will get to go to attractions like Legoland, San Diego Zoo, and the USS Midway Museum free of charge. And Philippine boxer, icon, and senator Manny Pacquiao has announced he will run for president in the 2022 Philippine elections. The 42-year-old accepted the nomination of his PDP Laban party as its national convention today. Right now, we got a stall on the 10 in Covina. How's that looking, Chris?
Well, eastbound side, it'd be a fair day. It's in the center divider. CHP's going to run a traffic brake to clearance, so if you're all stopped up there, it should be moved off the roadway soon. Right now, the brake lights are starting to light up near Grant Avenue. Better news from Eaglewood, southbound 405 before Century Boulevard. Francis and cleared off to the right shoulder. That drive's still recovering from Venice Boulevard. KFI the Sky. Help get you there faster. I'm Chris Sylvester.
Southland weather from KFI. Tomorrow we'll see highs in the upper 60s to mid-70s at the beaches, low to mid-80s for Metro LA OC. It'll be around 90 in the valleys and mid-90s for the Inland Empire. We lead local live from the KFI 24-hour newsroom. I'm Andrew Caravello.
Someone uses your toilet and it overflows. Can you imagine how embarrassing that is for your guests and for you? Hello, I'm John Okoyan, owner of Rooter Hero Plumbing. You're hosting a party, the water is on the floor, and your guests have to tell you that the toilet is backed up. And worst of all, you have to tell your guests that they can't use the bathroom. I shudder when I tell this story because it happened to me. Can you imagine? I own Rooter Hero Plumbing and my toilet overflows. Talk about being humbled. Well, the truth is, it could happen to anyone. And the solution is to call 866-DRAIN-77. That's what I did, and our plumber was here within the hour. Not because I'm the owner, but that's just what we do. I'm so confident that you'll be satisfied with our services that I put my cell phone number on every business card. 866-DRAIN-77. That's 866-DRAIN-77. Yeah, 102-8886. This is Chris Collinsworth. Here's what's trending on the iHeart Sports Network, presented by DraftKings. The Matthew Stafford to Cooper Cup connection was on full display for the Rams. The wide receiver caught 9 balls for 163 yards and 2 scores in their win over the Colts. As the Chargers-Cowboys game rages on, early winners in Week 2 include the Niners, Raiders, Bills, Bears, Browns, Broncos, Patriots, and Panthers. And the Dodgers won 8-5 over the Reds. Gavin Lux and Corey Seager each clobbered 2-run homers and drove in 3. I'm Scott Davidson. Download the DraftKings app and use code SPORTS to get a free shot and millions of dollars up for grabs this week with your first deposit. Minimum $5 deposit required. Eligibility restrictions apply to DraftKings.com for details. Hey, it's Dean Sharp. This is a message for professional painters from your friends at Benjamin Moore. Thank you for listening to your customers, for paying attention to every detail and knowing what they want even when they might not. You make it happen, and for that, we thank you. Benjamin Moore wants to thank painters everywhere for putting love into your work and making homeowners happy. Whether you're a pro or a happy homeowner, everything you need for your next project is waiting for you at your local independently owned Benjamin Moore retailer. Find the one nearest you at benjaminmoore.com. Benjamin Moore, he's alive.
Ready to break free? Make your dream vacation a reality with Norwegian Cruise Line and sail to the Caribbean, Europe, and more. With our leading health and safety program, you can cruise with the ultimate freedom and confidence. Book today and enjoy 30% off all cruises, free open bar, and much more. Visit ncl.com, call your travel advisor, or 1-888-NCL-CRUISE. Offer and experience Norwegian Cruise Line. Sail safe, feel free. Ships registry the Bahamas and USA. Restrictions apply.
Are you an overthinker? Hi, Rick Edelman here, host of the Rick Edelman Show right here every weekend. In 3 decades of serving folks like you here at Edelman Financial Engines, we've met a lot of folks who were trapped because they were overthinking their financial decisions. We get it. This can be scary stuff. You work really hard and you make a lot of sacrifices to save all your money. And well, just imagine if you make a mistake. Bad investment choices, the wrong mortgage, incorrect insurance coverage. It's enough to keep anyone awake at night. So here are 2 pieces of advice to help you solve the problem. First, realize that most decisions can be changed. And second, it's not just you, it's we. You don't have to go it alone. Let us help you. You'll get our experience and our expertise. So call us at Edelman Financial Engines. It's one decision you don't have to overthink. Call us at 888-PLAN-RICK. That's 888-PLAN-RICK. Or visit us at rickedelman.com. That's ricedelman.com.
Edelman Financial Services, LLC.
Let's take a phone call here on the Rick Edelman Show. Off the Philly. Mark is with us on the air. How you doing, Mark?
Okay, Rick.
How can I help?
First off, God bless you. Whatever you do in your future endeavors, I hope it's successful.
Thank you. I appreciate that very much.
My question is very simple. There's a lot of talk about the debt ceiling not being raised by, one political party. If that were to happen, what impact would that have on savings bonds that, investors might be holding, or like my children, have some saving bonds that are really going to shift? And across the board, what impact would that have if the government didn't raise debt ceiling? Only look at the thought. Of course, we all admire it would not be good. But what's your take?
So first of all, it is extraordinarily unlikely that the Congress will not raise the debt ceiling, because if they fail to raise the debt ceiling, the government closes. It's out of money. and it defaults on its debt obligations. It throws every federal employee and federal contractor out of work. The national economy and, frankly, the global economy would come to a grinding halt. Congress is not going to let that happen. Even if they did for a short period, and we've seen government shutdowns in the past, they usually last a few days while they jockey around for political points in order to help themselves get reelected. It may happen for a few days, but it's a short-lived thing. The world knows that it's just a game, and nobody gets worried about it or upset, and life goes on. So don't worry that the debt ceiling limit has been reached, and the Secretary of the Treasury, Janet Yellen, has been warning Congress that the government's going to shut down if they don't raise the debt ceiling. This is a game Congress plays with the Treasury Department every several years. So don't worry about it. And therefore, in the midst of this turmoil and political jockeying, zero impact on your savings fund. Pay no attention, this is political theater, no impact on your savings funds. Find something else to watch. Watch football.
Well, thank you very much, Jeff. I certainly appreciate it.
And that's what drives me crazy about this whole conversation. With Congress playing this stupid game, jockeying back and forth, they don't realize the degree that they are disrupting the lives of ordinary Americans, people like you and me, where they are distracting us, they are worrying us, they are filling us with fear and anxiety for no useful purpose. It is unconscionable, it is simply unacceptable, and quite frankly, I would throw out of Congress anybody who plays that game, which basically means pretty much all of them. So I'm sorry you even had to ask the question, because you shouldn't have had to, and it's Congress's fault that you did. And so I'm glad you did, giving me the opportunity to give you reassurance and everybody else who's listening. So Mark, thank you for the call. I really appreciate it, and I'm sorry we had to chat about it. That was Mark calling us from Philadelphia, the home of the world's greatest cheesesteak. And yes, by the way, it's cheesesteak, not steak and cheese. He called us at 888-PLAN-RICK. You can do the same, 888-PLAN-RICK, if you've got a question. And we're staying in Philly to talk to Jeff. How you doing, Jeff?
I'm great, Rick. Thank you for taking my call. I had a question. I'm doing some estate planning, and I wanted to see if you thought it would be a good idea to set up an account, a joint account, with myself and my 2 adult children, so that they can have some funds to cover expenses after I die. I'm not saying that I
Discerning drivers will appreciate the 2011 Audi A3. The optimal mix of performance and efficiency. The 2-liter turbocharged gas engine was named one of Ford's 10 best engines for the 5th year in a row, as well as an International Engine of the Year for the 5th time. The available TDI clean diesel engine decreases CO2 emissions while providing impressive fuel economy.
Confidence and poise are expressed throughout the exterior. Dynamic proportions are achieved thanks to stylish alloy wheels fitting perfectly inside the fenders. The S-Line exterior accentuates the already powerful and bold exterior of the A3 with S-Line front and rear bumpers, rear spoiler, and S-Line badges on the fenders.
Up to 5 passengers bask in the comfort of the leather-trimmed interior. Audi prioritized handling and performance with features such as a tachometer, front fog lights, and air conditioning.
The audio system features Audi Concert Radio with Sirius satellite radio. It provides 140 watts of power, MP3 capability, a CD player, an SD card slot, and auxiliary input. With side curtain airbags supplementing the rest of the safety network, you can be assured that you and your passengers will experience top-tier protection.
2011 Audi A3. It continues to challenge competitors with its attractive combination of style, performance, and luxury.
Bad. Bad. Oh, bad. Oh, bad. Bad. This is good. Cool. Bad. bad.